Good morning, beautiful soul, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ellie, and today we are talking about light and gratitude. As you probably know, this is part of a 45 days challenge to become the best versions of ourselves before the new year and especially for the new year. So, during the year we'll be growing, we'll be changing, we'll be shifting, but as I always say, the shift starts today. So we decided together that we want to change, we want to shift every day and feel the shift and feel the change and become the change. And obviously we are talking about light. That is not the same as positivity, because light is about choice, because our life sometimes is so full of events, full of situations, full of also bad things happen. So there are a lot of events in our life, there are so many things, so many people, and that's why choosing light doesn't mean ignoring darkness, but it becomes a decision, on how to respond to it, how to act in front of this darkness, in front of this, you know, mm, night of the soul, of these bad moments of our lives, you know? So, light is not happiness all the time. Light is clarity. Light is, we can say, honesty and responding instead of reacting. Okay. So, it's not being slave to your emotions or to situations or external events, but it's being the chief of yourself, of your emotions, of your mind, and of your body, and being able to decide what you want to feel, what you want to be, and how you want to act instead of react. So sometimes choosing light means resting instead of stressing yourself and pushing too hard, or maybe saying no instead of explaining and over explaining yourself in every area of your life. We had this need of to be accepted, to be appreciated by others, but sometimes we just need to be ourselves and say no and set that boundary. um, some other times being light and choosing light means being kind instead of um, right. Okay, maybe choosing to be kind and ignoring that feeling of always needing to be, you know, the in the right place and being right and always being right, and being so stubborn in our ideas that sometimes we forget that we need to respect other people and ourselves, obviously. But sometimes, yeah, we forget that part of us that is light, that is beauty, that is so light and open, and you know, you know what I mean. And so obviously I talk about choosing light every day, but you probably ask yourself, what does it mean? Yeah, well, light is chosen in every small moment of your life, in those small actions or thoughts or words. For example, how you speak to yourself in the morning, or maybe how you speak to others, or how you treat your body, or how you stay present when emotions rise and you are almost, lost in your emotions, and like you are in a agitated and turbulent sea, turbulent ocean, and you're there lost with your little ship and you can't find your way. And those waves are emotions. And when you choose light, you choose to see your emotions, not to avoid them. You see them, but you say to them that you don't want to feel lost in them. You don't choose to be lost in your emotions, but you choose to be present and you feel them, but they don't overcome you. You don't get overwhelmed by them. And yeah, we can train to be able to do that. Obviously, it's a sort of training because we are programmed to follow our emotions and sometimes overreact because of our emotions, for example, anger or fear. And so the training is to start embodying our soul that is not our emotion and embodying what we really feel inside of our heart and not simply inside of our gut. So change that and change the approach that we have in our life and through our life. So practically, we can reframe how we talk to ourselves. For example, instead of asking how can I be more positive, because positivity is not always, the right thing, because it becomes toxic positivity. It becomes trying to avoid things, trying to avoid the bad things, the bad events and bad emotions. But you can ask yourself, what brings me back to alignment when I'm off? So it's not only about being positive, it's about being yourself and be aligned. So, how you can recenter yourself, how you can become more aligned in spite of the emotions, in spite of the events of your life, of everything that happens in our daily life, which is a lot because there are so many things happening every day, and we have to navigate through them. We have to learn how to master that, master our emotions, master our body and our reactions, and be able to act instead of react. Okay, to respond instead of react in a positive way, in a conciliating way, in a respectful way for ourselves and for other people. Light isn't about always being right and always and never falling. It's about returning faster, returning to yourself, returning to your balance, to your center. It's grounding yourself. It's very grounding. When you feel grounded, when you feel you're here, when you feel at peace, you are in your light. And that is the feeling that you need to look for in your life in order to understand whether you are in your light or not. And one grounded practice that I propose that I give you today is choose one conscious action today, and it can be one nourishing choice, can be one honest boundary, it can be one moment of presence in a chaotic reality, in a chaotic day, in a chaotic life. As always, not to fix yourself, not because you're broken or you're wrong or you're not right, but because we are trying to change ourselves, to improve ourselves, to follow that light that we have inside, and to look for that light that we have inside, and to honor who you are becoming through the bad and the good, through everything that happens and you have to manage every day in your life. And you overcame, and you are still overcoming something. So you should be very grateful for that, for yourself, and to yourself too, for everything that you achieved, for everything that you overcame, for everything that you experienced this year and these months. Because light doesn't arrive all at once. It's built moment by moment. It's built through action, it's built through experience, through every thought that you have, every word that you say, that you spill, everything that you do and you are is a choice. And you choose to be the light or you choose to be the darkness. And to be in the light or be in the darkness. It depends on you, it depends on your actions. So today I think that we have chosen that. We have chosen light by being here, by taking some time for ourselves, by reflecting on that and reflecting on it and being in a space of introspection with ourselves, with our soul, and with our thoughts, and simply thinking about it, meditating on it. I am very grateful for you this year. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be here and to be able to share these thoughts with you. And I always feel like I have something to say, but I never I've never known how to do that. And this year I was able to open this channel. And I'm so grateful for that. Even though, maybe you're not the top, YouTuber, maybe you're not so good at editing or whatever, but I'm still very grateful because the most important thing is the message that you share with the world and you share with people. And if it's something that is guided by light, that should be shared. That must be shared. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. We are almost at the end of the series, so stay tuned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day.